Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to another GTA stream today. Yee. Hello? Okay guys, I'll be right back. Yee. Ye.exe has cost you. No, cannot load or something. Happy birthday, little niggas. Just kidding. I'm not black, so I shouldn't say that. I swear though, Dante says it more than me, okay?
Hello, I have found out the truth about the dinosaur you people call you. We have found out that he is a member of the Illuminati. You don't believe us. Maybe this will change your mind. E rhymes with the letter C. Do you know what word starts with the letter C? That's right. Camel. Camels have one hump. The Illuminati has one eye. Are you starting to see the similarities?
Similarities.
Look what happens when we rearrange the letters in UE. We all know who has one eye. The Illuminati. Coincidence? I didn't think so. This final link.
The Vest 8 is so dope. You guys are probably like, oh, Millen, I bet you used the money in the game again. No, I did not. My friend has a bunker or facility, I believe it is, actually. And with the facility, you can do the mission the bug gun problem. And there's a glitch where you can get the money just for doing that mission for like under 10 minutes, under 15 minutes. And me and him did that 2 times in a row. And that's how I got 2 million, and then I bought this car and upgraded it a bit. Because it cost 1,800,000. And I had around 2,200,000. What's SpongeBob roast compilation?
My wish is that the people of Bikini Bottom will stop paying any attention to the invading children who is constantly screaming out of this thunderhead's mouth.
Gee, Squidward, maybe Santa will bring me a dictionary so I can understand what you just said.
Oh, that's a roast boy. Squidward got roasted.
Expo.
You two, please stop throwing.
Unforgettable experience. Upgrade to the
This way? Who do you think you are? I blinded you, okay? And your son smells like boogers. Hey, you can't talk to my wife that way. What do you think this is? I think it's time for you to lose some weight, Fatty. That's what it is.
Oh! Plankton
Someone ought to put you in a mental hospital.
Someone should put you in a box floating down the river ground.
What am I now? Oh, stupid.
Oh, cheer up, Squid. It could be worse.
Yeah, you could be bald and have a big nose.
Oh! He's bowling has a big nose. I have something to eat. No.
What do you think?
I wish I lived there.
Really?
No.
Oh, so good. Really? No.
Extra shingles with your chili and a squeeze. Light axle grease, make it cry. Burn it and let it swim.
Wait, sir. Oh, here, sir.
Stupid, dumb animal. Mrs. Hutt, what's my final score? 6. Woo! And how many do I need to pass? 6. 100.
6. 100.
Pal, you just blowing from stupid town?
Whoa! Dipshit!
Don't miss out on the chance to help animals that need our assistance the most. By purchasing one of our unique race
Whoa,
we're
shit.
donating 10% of the profits towards helping abused animals get a better life. Worldwide free shipping included. Another chance. Here at animals.com. I'd like to ask you to leave a like on this video and join that notification squad by hitting the subscribe button. Also comment down below when you do so, and we'll do our best to reply to as many of you as we possibly can. It has been nearly 20 years since SpongeBob SquarePants made its way into our lives, and with its unique humor and its colorful, quirky characters, the show is still one of the most popular ones on television. However, there are things that most people never noticed or simply ignored when watching the show. So, take a deep breath as we dive into the peculiar world down at Bikini Bottom to show you 10 hidden secrets you missed in SpongeBob. If you know a little bit about head-footed aquatic animals and can count to 8, you will notice that Squidward, the bad-tempered, pretentious, and cynical neighbor of SpongeBob, is not actually a squid, but an octopus, as he only has 6 tentacles instead of 8. The show's creator and former marine biologist Steven Hillenburg stated that it was simply easier to draw him that way, and that 8 legs would make the character look too crowded. A running gag throughout the series is the fish who always yells "my leg" during moments of chaos. The fish that appears in green, blue, or lavender and can be heard in various episodes actually has a name. It was revealed in the season 2 episode Patty Hype, where he is greeted by his name by another fish called Tom, whose name is revealed for the first time in this episode as well.
Hey, Tom! Fred! Hey, you want to eat at the Krusty Krab? Nah, let's go to the Shell Shack. They got a talking dog. Great! Say, what's a dog?
the episode Sleepy Time from the first season, where SpongeBob visits dreams of others, we get to see some of the characters' driving licenses and learn some details about the characters that most viewers probably forgot or even didn't notice in the first place. Even though the SpongeBob SquarePants characters don't seem to age, it was still surprising to find out that Mr. Krabs was born in 1942, making him 76 years old as of 2018. Yet, even more astonishing is SpongeBob's age of 32 years, as our immature and silly hero was born in 1986.
Where am I? Is that me? Or is this me? Am I still dreaming?
What the hell?
This must be Gary's dream.
Strange is the fact that he has won the Employee of the Month award at least 374 times, though, since that would mean SpongeBob has been working at the Krusty Krab for about 31 years, so practically all his life.
Hell yeah.
Everyone loves the SpongeBob characters for their weirdness and quirkiness, but what if all that was a result of nuclear testing by the US? This popular theory is based on the fact that the show takes place in Bikini Bottom, which is part of the Bikini Atoll in the Pacific Ocean, where the US tested nuclear bombs in the 1940s and 1950s. During these tests, they set off numerous bombs to see the effects, and one bomb called Baker was set off several meters underwater, which, according to the theory, created Bikini Bottom and explains all the bizarre and talking animals living there. Another related theory is that Sandy Cheeks, who is the only character that isn't a seed welder, moved there from Texas to study the results of the testing, but then became too close with the inhabitants of Bikini Bottom and decided to abandon her studies and stay. Sandy is interested in science after all, so this second theory might be a possibility if the first one were true. SpongeBob SquarePants creator Steven Hillenburg was against celebrities providing guest voices for the show because he was afraid it would lead to a comparison to The Simpsons. The show where Tim Conway and Ernest Borgnine, who voiced Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Many famous voices were welcome to make guest
Let me just
appearances
flip
in the
over some
series.
cars in a minute,
Celebrities
okay?
including Will Ferrell, Tina Fey, Robin Williams, Amy Poehler, Johnny Depp, Victoria Beckham, Patton Oswalt,
I'm about to flip over some cars.
the famous cartoon series
Oh,
following
seriously, I'm
Hillenburg's
going to flip
departure
over
after
some
season
cars.
3 and the
Yeah,
first
hold
SpongeBob
on.
movie. In the episode Rule of Thumb from season 4, Patrick is crowned king after discovering a family tree that shows he is the descendant of royalty. However, at the end of the episode, they find out that it is actually Gary the Snail who is their royal heir. But most people didn't pay too much attention to the fact that the family tree also shows that Gary's father Sluggo is Patrick's father's brother, making Patrick and Gary first cousins. And there are two other things that most people ignored about Patrick. One is the fact that he only weighs 2 ounces according to his driving license, where his birth date is exchanged for his weight. The other thing is that he has a sister named Sam, who comes to visit in the episode Big Sister Sam of season 7.
It's so good to see you, Sister Sam. How much
God damn it.
She's a huge starfish with black hair and mainly makes grunting noises and is pretty
Fuck off.
aggressive.
What I hold in my hands is a family tree that goes back centuries. It starts with the marriage of King Eagle and Queen Mildred. Then, through a few inbred generations, ends in you, Sir Patrick.
Oh, come on. How does that happen, bro? Come on. What?
One of the biggest secrets in television.
Flip it already! It has to be on the side or on the
makes Mr.
tube.
Krabs' burgers so delicious on SpongeBob.
Perfect.
We all know that Mr. Krabs keeps his Krabby Patty formula hidden and under lock and key, and the recipe has only been shown in some scribbling with measurements beside it in the series. Even though SpongeBob can be seen preparing a burger with the formula in one episode, it was still not entirely revealed what goes into it. The real recipe was supposedly posted on Nickelodeon's website with the message, "Do not share this with Plankton." But since it contained imitation crab meat, which is made out of fish, fans were outraged, and Nickelodeon had to intervene and declare that no one in Bikini Bottom is a cannibal. So the mystery remains and might never be revealed, but fans have come up with a lot of interesting theories. A Reddit user, for example, suspects that the secret formula is not actually real, but only something that Mr. Krabs made up in order to keep Plankton busy and prevent him from opening his own restaurant. But there are also a few other theories that claim that the main ingredient in the Krabby Patty burger is in fact real crab meat, since every other item in the Krusty Krabs menu has its key ingredients in the name. And if that's not enough evidence, How come Mr. Krabs and his mother are the only crabs we ever see in Bikini Bottom, apart from the occasional out-of-town crab? What did happen to all the other crabs? In the episode Karate Choppers, SpongeBob and Sandy get obsessed with karate, and there have been many people who have speculated that karate is actually a metaphor for sex in this episode. And if you replace karate with the word sex in every instance, you will notice that this theory makes a lot of sense. In the episode, SpongeBob is looking for Sandy to do some karate with her, and when he can't find her, he decides to watch some TV, only to have her sneak up on him and engage him in some karate. Later the same night, SpongeBob asks Sandy to do some phone karate with him, which she declines. Later, they start doing karate in public places like the supermarket, and at some point, SpongeBob becomes so obsessed with doing karate with Sandy that he cannot concentrate on his work because he keeps seeing her everywhere. And if those weren't enough hits already, SpongeBob also has a special technique and drops phrases like safety first, which is usually associated with condoms, of course.
I'll give you a second chance, but no more karate. It's poisoning your mind.
In addition to that, Mr. Krabs catches the two doing karate at one point and tells them to stop as karate is poisoning their minds, before smelling them as if he can smell all the karate on them and mumbling babbles. Even though SpongeBob SquarePants doesn't have any direct connections to drugs or alcohol and runs on the children-friendly network Nickelodeon, there are several subtle drug references and jokes on the show. One example is the episode Best Day Ever, which is episode 20 of season 4, and thus a reference to the holiday of 420, the day on which cannabis culture celebrates the popular drug. Since most viewers don't keep track of the number of episodes, though, a lot of people miss this subtle reference.
Cadillac.
In addition to drug references, there are also quite a few sexual jokes. It seems like a lot of shows clip in some jokes for adult viewers that will be disregarded by children, yet SpongeBob includes quite a few. One of the most popular examples is when SpongeBob tells Gary not to drop the soap, which is a joke about prison rape, of course. On another occasion, SpongeBob is alone seemingly watching a show about sea creatures when Gary comes into the room and he quickly switches the channel to sports, meaning that he had probably been watching an adult movie before.
Gary! I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
The list of sexual innuendos is pretty long. Just remember the time when SpongeBob blew up some balloons that looked pretty much like condoms, but most viewers ignored these hidden jokes and references, and we cannot possibly name all of them here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you're new. Also, don't forget to turn that post notification bell on so you never miss our uploads. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Wait, what? No, somebody has got to flip. I'm gonna flip the police. Yep. I'm gonna flip the police, got it. Oh, almost. Is he dead? No, he's not. Let's go in. Oh, god damn it. No, don't you dare.
To find some of the latest trendy designs. The Space Galaxy hoodie, Oreo joggers, or vintage Rick t-shirt, among many others. Once again, at HypeLintStore.com. 10 banned SpongeBob episodes you won't believe exist. If you are a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, please leave a like on this video and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Barbie is the episode this is from. When Sandy goes out of town for a few days, she puts SpongeBob and Patrick in charge of her pet caterpillar. When the caterpillar turns into a beautiful butterfly overnight, SpongeBob and Patrick are terrified of this new creature. It ate Barbie and is now after them. They cause a panic around Bikini Bottom, warning everyone to be on the lookout for the horrible monster butterfly. When this first find breaking out, quoted from the SpongeBob Wikia. This episode was banned in some countries due to the sudden live-action buzzing horsefly close-ups being frightening to the young audience. Apparently, there was a scene in the original airing of SpongeBob eating pie. This was cut for unknown reasons, though it was likely cut for time. Also, the That's What Friends Do song was cut in Italy. The two faces of Squidward. Squidward is rushed to the hospital when SpongeBob accidentally slams the door on Squidward's face. He undergoes surgery to have his face fixed so normal again, but things don't go exactly as planned. Instead of looking like his old self again, the surgery has made him incredibly handsome. His dazzling beauty is making everyone in Bikini Bottom fall head over heels for the new Squidward. In this episode, the way how Squidward got his face back to normal was he got hit by a car. It got changed to a support beam and a Krusty Krab, like when Kaz's original scene would have been too frightening. Sponge. A very windy day in Bikini Bottom is blowing air through SpongeBob's holes, resulting in a chorus of pretty flute-like sounds. This attracts jellyfish who love the music coming out of SpongeBob. SpongeBob tries to lure them out of town by moving his home to a faraway cave. This episode has been considered banned in some countries because of both the new handsome Squidwards, especially the second, even more handsome, because of the constant hitting Squidward in the face with the door, which a lot of countries don't tolerate that kind of violence. New days. SpongeBob is getting ready for bed. However, he is so excited about going to work the next day that he cannot fall asleep. After speedily running around, it does not tire him. He drinks a glass of warm stale milk, which causes him to fall asleep within moments. SpongeBob wreaks havoc on the Krusty Krab after living there a few more days. He ends up placing soap decorations in the bathroom, getting napkin holders, and embroidering the menus. Mr. Krabs becomes angry when he notices shower curtains in his office. He threatens to tear them down, but when he does, he finds Margaret SquarePants taking a shower. Harold SquarePants comes in and angrily asks what is going on. The customers leave the Krusty Krab when they find SpongeBob is shaving Patrick's back hair. Having enough of SpongeBob's antics, the furious Mr. Krabs forces SpongeBob to move out of the Krusty Krab. In the end, SpongeBob moves back to his house, and he plays his very loud drums, much to Squidward's dismay, cries in agony. The next day, Mr. Krabs discovers that Squidward has moved into the Krusty Krab, much to his chagrin. In the scene where SpongeBob tries to go to sleep, there was a
I'm gonna drive my Maserati.
to make SpongeBob the glass of stale milk. This scene was deleted and was never
I really want the Enos Paragon R, bro. Guess I could say Enos.
Similar to behavior in Palestine, even though they were the happiest.
I don't know.
Begins with
Yeah.
Patrick and
I'll bring it to you.
Krab,
Alright,
who
I'll get back to work.
wearing suits and ties. Having arrived at the counter, he asks Squidward for a Krabby Patty, but Squidward says that he can only serve the executive treatment sandwich due to the business people eating there, but only the executives can eat it. As a result, Patrick gets a tie and a pair of glasses. He orders the Krabby Patty and attempts to eat it. However, just before he is able to, all of the executives see that their lunch break is over and that they have to return back to work. And they grab Patrick with them.
This is
As they
really
arrive at the building, Patrick tries to
war
tell them that he's not an
Maserati, I guess you
executive,
could
but keeps
say.
his mouth shut after hearing that those who pretend to be
It's not like a
executives
Maserati that
are
would
spies
cost
and
a
thrown in
lot.
jail.
This one was
During a meeting,
80K,
Patrick meets with the boss and
but
is
I
given
don't
numerous
know how
chances
much
in
it
the
would
building.
be in real
After a
life
montage
and
of
which
hilarious
Maserati
activities,
is based
Patrick
off.
then reveals
If
that
it's
he's not
even
an
based off of
executive at all.
Maserati.
However,
Might be a
Patrick is then
Fisker.
thrown in jail. That night,
Never
while
know.
walking to SpongeBob, Patrick is finally given the Krabby Patty he wanted, but found it just to be okay. Patrick then rips off his prison clothes and puts back his tiny glasses, which causes a guard to wonder what happened to Patrick, despite having seen him change. It sounded the alarm announcing Patrick has escaped. The episode ends with Patrick and SpongeBob leaving the prison while the prison is still searching for Patrick. This episode is banned in India because some younger viewers tend to find this episode scary, possibly due to the stockholder evil boss in this episode. Great! From the episode, Midlife Crustacean, Mr. Krabs realizes that he is getting old. He's not so hip anymore. He overhears Patrick and SpongeBob hyping up a big night out that they're planning and figures that would be a good way to get hip again. He asks the guys if he can come along on their wild night on the town.
This is a perfect
They show
car
Mr.
for me
Krabs
at the
a great
moment.
sign. They
I haven't hit a single
they dump
other
trash
car.
under the highway and sell at kids' amusement park restaurants. Mr. Krabs realizes that younger or not, they are not any hipper than he is. He tries to leave, but Patrick convinces him to go on the last big event of the night, a panty raid. Finally, they're doing something cool, until Mr. Krabs realizes they raided his own mother's house. He's sent to bed without supper. At least that makes it again. In this one, there isn't much explaining to do. I'll show you a clip with audio, but just the whole concept of breaking into
Look at this
someone's home
Duke of
to steal
Death and
pennies
stuff.
is truly, in
then a Zentorno, Dominator, Good One Contestant, and my Ruiner is here as well.
Eugene? What are you doing with my bloomers?
The way I use them. In the episode of Chocolate Nuts, SpongeBob and Patrick want to make some extra cash, so they decide to sell chocolate bars door to door. They have no luck at first.
The Ruiner is
In fact,
actually
they end up
pretty
buying
good,
more
bro.
stuff than selling stuff. That is, until they start lying to sell the chocolate. What inspires them to start lying is a billboard that they see that
Hold
claims
on.
for some chips to be good. When SpongeBob
Isn't
has a
there
bad
this
taste
one
of them
car that I
and
put my
sells
crew
things that
smoke
disagrees
on?
with them being good. Patrick makes a comment that is kind of strange.
I can't understand what we're doing wrong.
What you understand?
There must be something in this selling game that we're just not getting. Other people do it, I mean, look at that.
They're delicious.
They are most certainly not delicious.
Honestly, this one is much more so
Where they
than
go?
some of the others, but the delivery of Patrick's comment makes it seem like it's something inappropriate as to what he does for these chips.
I know which one it is. The Triffy Nero.
Watching TV.
Custom.
From the episode Your Shoes Untied, Pat gets a new pair of shoes, but doesn't know how to tie his laces. When SpongeBob offers to demonstrate lace tying to Patrick, he forgets how to do. SpongeBob
I'm on the clock.
His
What you
calamity,
want, some wheels?
trying to make it through his day with his laces
On the way.
untied and him tripping over everything. In the end, it's Gary who reminds SpongeBob how to tie his laces by teaching him a groovy song to help him remember. In the intro of this episode, right before Patrick comes over to SpongeBob for help, SpongeBob is seen very relaxed and quite inquisitive as to what he's watching on the TV.
Look, hold on. Yes. That's my crew smoke.
I was just looking for the sports channel, Gary.
As SpongeBob is a sea creature, watching other sea creatures with his expressions, followed by the embarrassed Gary shout, SpongeBob is watching some explicit material like Bikini Bottom standards. Sorry, from the episode Overlooked, SpongeBob
This is so cool, though. I want a normal Nero because then I can also have like one that I'm gonna make look like a Lamborghini Bugatti Veyron. Cause I find that the Fade Hour doesn't really look like a Bugatti Veyron that much.
Sorry about scabies. Can you change it? Say happy birthday? You want it or not? I haven't got all night. Yeah, why?
Scabies is a type of skin infestation. Mites burrow and lay eggs inside of the skin, leading to a lot of itching accompanied by a rash. The joke here is that someone gave someone else scabies. This is a reference to STIs, which are transmitted during certain adult activities. The king is apologizing for giving a partner an infection. Patrick's genius. From the episode Texas, Sandy comes down with a case of the blues, and SpongeBob is determined to find out why and what he can do about it. The cure proves a little more challenging than expected.
And then the Nero Custom looks more like the Chiron Sport or Chiron Super Sport, whatever. And the normal Nero can kind of look a little bit like a normal Chiron, of course, the most, and a little bit like the Chiron. So.
Patrick, you can't see it. That's it. Patrick, your genius is showing.
The joke is that Patrick's privates are shown, as the word genius sounds quite close to a word that would describe the male anatomy. With Patrick's
Genitals.
frantic look down to his shorts, this is certainly the true meaning of SpongeBob's comment. Thank you all for watching. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.
Patrick, your genius is showing.
Is it just me?
Where?
Crazy out there.
You think men like Thomas Wayne ever... Are you ready? If there's two things we can count on, it's taxes and SpongeBob being weird. And one is certainly more welcome than the other. The show spawns countless memes through its absurdity, randomness, and some lines that just leave me scratching my head in bewilderment.
I Wombo, you
So since SpongeBob is always a fun list to make, let's check out the top 6 weirdest SpongeBob episodes.
The Frax also looks a little bit like a Chiron because of the lights in the back.
Hey, what is up, everyone? And what's up, Shiner?
The Devo usually has different lights.
Hey, to you too. You've analyzed tons of SpongeBob episodes with a fine-tooth comb on your channel. Would you mind helping me out with this list?
I'd be glad to help. I can certainly recall some particularly weird episodes that left me puzzled on what I just watched.
Okay, great. Welcome to the show. Why don't you pick an episode first?
Okay, number 6.
What brings you in today?
Oh, I don't see what's so weird about this episode.
Well, watch this. Just look at what the Whirly Brains is.
Get your whirly brain today and free your mind.
Oh, okay. So, SpongeBob and Patrick discover a new toy on television that forcefully yanks out their brain and spinal cord.
Whoa, Patrick. I've never seen the world from this angle before.
And yet they still seem delighted to get their hands on it.
No matter how happy SpongeBob and Patrick seem about it, it's hard not to feel a little squeamish as we watch their brains and spinal cords dangling outside of their open skulls, or being tossed around and stretched like dog chow.
The whole thing doesn't even
Oh, this one
remotely
is
make
next year,
anatomical
next
sense.
level.
Besides, Patrick doesn't even have a brain. He's a
I could
starfish.
get this
Mind
one.
you, I suppose SpongeBob isn't exactly a show that prides itself on being a realistic representation of the biology of ocean creatures.
The only one who seems to have the same weirded out reaction as the audience seems to be Squidward, who is understandably terrified.
It even leads to them slowly beginning to lose their minds.
Only the dismal abyss of black nothingness.
Which makes sense, because they literally lose their minds. Whirly Brains more than fits the category of squeamish, bizarre, and overall just a weird episode.
I'll never be a no-brainer again.
And number 5, Salsa Imbecilis. Picture all the citizens of Bikini Bottom for a second. Now bring the IQ of every single one of them down to Patrick's level, to the point where they're literally wearing pants on their heads, riding upside-down skateboards, considering lottery tickets a good investment, and, well, just acting pin-headed to a scale of biblical city-destroying proportions.
In fact, a good
Wow.
chunk of this episode is just watching Sandy.
Wow, this looks good. This does too.
These days, Krabby Patty.
And this is really good.
Plankton has the brilliant idea to make a chow that gives
This is
everyone the
really
intellectual
amazing, though.
capacity of Patrick. The only citizen who doesn't become weirdly out of character is Patrick, because the serum was based on his cheese stick IQ.
So Sandy and Karen work together to try and cure the town of their head-slammingly stupefied state. But at first, the best idea they can come up with is feeding them
This
nuts.
is because I got it from the
Arguably two of the
casino.
smartest characters in the show. It's a pretty silly idea.
But their ideas do improve
Side
when they
panel,
decide
the
to
only thing I would
educate
run
them,
as a side
which
panel
I
is this
guess
one.
makes sense. In fact,
69
it actually
is one
works.
like this video. Oh, I can get a carbon
The entire
spoiler
town
now.
graduates, and I guess everyone's back to normal. Well, that made absolutely zero sense.
Yep. Salsa and Bellicus
Great
is a
spoiler, dope,
nonsensical
trade
oddball
spoiler,
episode from
cool,
beginning
big
to
win,
end.
also
And number
amazing.
4,
Competition spoiler, pretty cool. GT spoilers. Was quite cool. The works spoiler for sure my favorite. Nothing. Nothing. These wheels are really cool. And if I would get some different wheels, I would probably get the carbon solars and make them some type of nice color.
Frankendoodle. This one breaks the fourth wall so much it might as well be a fourth window. A real-life fisherman drops his pencil, which apparently has the power to create life under the sea. When SpongeBob gets hold of this relic of Jeebus, he basically begins to play God.
But things start when SpongeBob starts to make creepy pencil replicas of sea creatures.
It's kind of creepy looking when it moves.
Then he makes a particularly oddball, sand-like replica of himself that quickly turns into a silent, violent, inhuman monster. Well, it's kind of silent.
Yeah,
It mainly
Krabben's
grunts and
I don't
makes
know.
strange, indistinct utterances. The evil Frankendoodle
Is that a
goes
cockhead
crazy
under there,
and starts
under Terror? I
roaring its
don't
own
even know.
distorted, calamitous, two-dimensional pencil world.
Even when SpongeBob erases Frankendoodle, it still manages to arise out of disembodied hands, returning from the dead to assassinate the real SpongeBob.
And this eraser doesn't just have the power to erase drawings, it literally has the power to erase the entire scene world. In an nefarious, slightly incohesive, weird battle of pencils, SpongeBob defeats the, evil pencil-eating thing. And once again, the sea is safe.
And SpongeBob gives the artist his pencil back, so everybody wins. Or do they? Frankendoodle is a great example from season 2 of the writers playing with the fourth wall to create a weird and kind of creepy, but creative and gripping episode.
I am SpongeBob, destroyer of evil!
Take it easy, it's just a drawing.
And the third weirdest
Take it
SpongeBob
easy,
episode
it's just a
is
drawing.
129. This episode starts off like most SpongeBob episodes do. Squidward's enjoying some peace and quiet, which promptly gets interrupted by SpongeBob.
Have you ever noticed how in the early seasons, Squidward often enjoys the process of playing with SpongeBob? In a scene like this, he gets even more caught up in the game, more than SpongeBob. I wonder if that's something people miss in later seasons.
You know, I never noticed that before, but you're right. Squidward's not just constantly rolling his eyes and being apathetic like in later seasons. He seems to genuinely enjoy participating in some of SpongeBob's games. It kind of adds to the fun for the viewer when we can see that Squidward's having some fun too. But things start to get really weird when in Squidward's fight for solitude, he accidentally freezes himself for 2,000 years.
2,000 years later. This gives us a glimpse of Bikini Bottom 2,000 years
Wow.
into the future, where we meet SpongeTron.
And don't forget SpongeTron's 486 clones. Leading Squidward to promptly land in a time machine and be thrown in the prehistoric past.
Now I can finally be alone with my clarinet.
Still unable to
With
get
my
solitude as he has
clarinet.
to deal with prehistoric SpongeBob.
Oh no, please short
But then it
SpongeBob,
puts
that's
the
the
weird
worst
bar
mate.
into overdrive, as we see, well, what would you even call this, Strider?
Custom Carbonizare, of course, mate. Carbonizare for life!
Perplexing
I love the
hallucinogenic stream of
Carbonizare.
consciousness.
It's definitely my
All we
favorite
know is
sports
that
car in the
this is
entire
result
game.
of Squidward's time
Together with the
machine
Ocelot
malfunction.
Pariah.
The end of the universe?
Or whatever its
Yeah,
name
the
is,
end
the
of the
fastest
universe. I
sports
think that's
car.
the closest guess
It
we're
is
gonna
really
get.
cool.
In this world of nothingness, we watch Squidward go mad with terror as he realizes he'll be alone in this void for all eternity.
He does get home in the end, but this was still a very strange, mystifying trip for Squidward and the viewers.
And the second weirdest SpongeBob episode is
Let's go.
James.
Some type of
Have you ever had
Ferrari?
one of those days, you know, where you get a jellyfish, rain, and all the jellyfish in the sea start stalking you to the point where you get stuck in a cave and get so desperate that you carve people out of rocks?
No, I don't think I can say that I have.
Oh, well, SpongeBob has a day or many, many days like this apparently.
We discovered that during windstorms, SpongeBob's holes create music that attracts jellyfish, leading to him becoming sort of a jellyfish piper.
Wow, this rally is really fun, mate. Holy shit!
Eventually,
I love this
some
rally.
peace and solitude.
Why are there no better rally cars in this game?
He carves out many, many cubes.
We need more and better rally cars. Come on, Rockstar! Come on, Rockstar Games, come on. We know you guys can do it.
And the last thing we get of him is him collapsing in despair in front of the Krusty Krab.
Yay!
Interesting. This episode points out that SpongeBob may actually be a genius artisan. I mean, his obelisks are so perfectly crafted that they bring perfect music to the jellyfish for millennia. It's a shame he's never tried being an architect instead of a frying cook. It'd probably pay a lot better than Mr. Krabs pays it. This episode remains famous for being one of the most far-out, bewildering episodes in all of SpongeBob. And before we get to number one, just some quick honorable mentions. Fungus Among Us. This episode isn't so much watching SpongeBob spread shenanigans as it is watching SpongeBob spread fungus and disease all over town. I personally found it mainly just gross and not really weird. Face freeze. This episode is weird, but mostly because of the weird faces. Overall, it's just a good old-fashioned cautionary kid's tale on silly faces. Anyway, on to number one. And the number one weirdest SpongeBob episode is Squidward in Clarinet Land.
Where clarinets can live without persecution. Need to earn respect.
Squidward in Clarinet Land isn't so much an episode so much as watching the writers descent into madness. We start with a storage space, but it rapidly dissipates into a demented world of sight, mind, and clarinets.
What is this place? How this strange clarinet world came to exist is unknown. If this isn't just Squidward's dream, did SpongeBob create this world?
I don't know. It's more like a
God damn it, I could have gone. I could have kept going.
Mystifying otherworldly creatures and objects.
And if that wasn't weird enough, then the evil
Yeah, I've never played this map, so how would I know?
and digestive tracts.
Then, apparently because that wasn't weird enough, Squidward randomly appears in rooms full of mirrors, wolves, and evil doppelgangers of himself. Then the episode just abandons all attempt at coherence and goes into complete off-the-wall mind-screw territory. Squidward just begins to lead with clarinet-inspired hallucinations, involved in giant vacuums in his desperate attempt to escape this nightmare dimension.
Then apparently, SpongeBob and Squidward grow giant and go into orbit? Does that make sense?
We are truly in zero-sense territory, my friend. I fear us attempting to make sense of this may leave us both in a state of madness. Finally, Squidward appears back in his locker, making us question, was any of that real?
Maybe it was a hallucination caused by a gas leak in the Krusty Krab.
Yeah, a gas leak is certainly a plausible theory. It could have even just been that Squidward was simply tired and fell asleep in his locker. Maybe Squidward dreams about these clarinet-inspired drug trips regularly. Either way, Squidward in Clarinet Land certainly remains the weirdest, most twisted, nonsensical SpongeBob episode I've ever seen.
Let her know!
But the nice part is, as well as that absurdity we've come to expect from SpongeBob, we can also expect each episode to be packed with that inherent creativity, color, and good cheer to them. And
Uh-oh.
just wraps the entire SpongeBob series.
Gotta go fast! Gotta go faster!
And for that reason,
Gotta go faster, faster, fucking faster! Yay! I made it.
as long as Nickelodeon can keep it running. And if you think we missed a particularly weird episode, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Suka blip! Suka blip! 1,530 cash. No vote, motherfucker. Yeah.
I'm at the corner of 20th and Wyandotte, and here's the original Lee Jeans building.
To check out the last tiny shred of creativity, not yet destroyed by the corporate pinheads
Okay, then
running
let's play
Nickelodeon.
Gauntlet,
SpongeBob.
goddammit.
As much as I enjoy this cheery sponge's underwater fast food routines, over the years he has managed some bad episodes worthy of song. So, in order to honor the dim-witted, Nimrod moves Nickelodeon's been making to stifle all creativity left on their network, let's check out the top 6 worst SpongeBob episodes. And as
Supercars
always,
and
if you
custom
like these
vehicles,
episodes,
let's go.
That's great. It's just my usual silly
Okay, here's
personal
my
opinion.
Devastate.
And I'm glad you can enjoy these episodes.
I call it
So
Devastate
take this list with a
because
pinch of
if you
salt.
put
Anyway,
Devast
let's do this countdown.
and 8
Number
is the real
6,
name,
the Splinter.
yeah, of the name of
SpongeBob,
it,
surprise,
of
surprise,
the
gets a Splinter.
car,
In fact,
then
he gets the
you
ultimate
you get Devastate. Devastate. That's why I call it Devastate.
vein-filled Splinter. And lucky us, we get to see every tiny detail as it's slowly inserted into the skin. And the rest of the episode is pretty much watching the Splinter get more and more revolting. And finally, watching Patrick slowly nail the Splinter further into SpongeBob's thumb, covering it in garbage to infect it, and finally leaving it looking like a gangrenous, festering horror. Ugh. For starters, this doesn't actually make sense. Given SpongeBob's anatomic structure, how does he even get a blood-spewing Splinter anyway? I mean, he's called SpongeBob, but you really do have to give the creators credit for making an injury look so painful, and yet managing to sneak this much horrifying imagery past the censors. The Splinter has a lousy premise. Not much happens, and it is downright agonizing to watch. And for number 5, SpongeBob, you're fired.
Hey, Gary, I'm home forever.
Or you could get another job, maybe? I mean, Mr. Krabs openly admits he only pays you a nickel a day. Why don't you be a jellyfish park ranger or something? You love jellyfish. SpongeBob becomes miserably depressed because he's fired from
This
his
dude's name is Need for Weed
losing his
24/7.
he loses
And he's
all
level
faith in himself and all
231.
energy to live. First off,
Wow.
I'm gonna say this is a downright bad example for kids.
See,
You don't have to
Devastate,
define yourself by
Devastate,
your job.
Devastate.
Yourself by how you treat others or the
Get it
hobbies you
now,
do.
motherfuckers?
Dislike this
I'm
episode
so
much
bad at
because
this
it is a
game.
complete change of character.
This
The
dude,
Sponge
what
we know,
the hell?
the real SpongeBob
Didn't
we
this
know,
dude win the last
is
race?
crushed and useless after a
I believe he
small
did.
setback.
But anyway,
this
who cares?
SpongeBob just
God damn it, what a
becomes
faggot.
cynical. The words
I would only
empty,
do that if I
cynical, and
win.
SpongeBob just don't go
Oh yeah,
in
I
the
would
same
make my
sentence.
character do it.
It's unusually discriminating against the unemployed.
I
really.
wouldn't do it, Jesus Christ.
Fancy a freeloader. I got fired. Now I'm unemployed.
Maybe the creators were trying to discourage young people from leaving their jobs.
Another Devastate.
But I was not a fan of this episode.
2 Benefactor Kriegers. A Wagner, a Frax, another Devastate.
If they met like Thomas Wayne, everything would have played to be someone like me.
And the worst SpongeBob episode. Cats in the Pats. I'd say this is the episode where we
Get the fuck out of my head, I'm playing Minecraft. No! I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm so fast as fuck, boy.
while torturing him at the same time. And much of the episode is Gary
Yeah!
suffering as Patrick loves inanely. Eventually, because of
God
Patrick's
damn it.
stupidity, Gary turns into a vicious, feral monster. That's it, Gary. Attack Patrick. Even I want to see Patrick torn to shreds at this point. This episode clearly drove home for me why Patrick is one of the most hated cartoon characters. He's not just stupid, but
I love Patrick. Cause he's so hilarious and stupid. He's really dumb.
As the episode drags on, Gary's forced into hiding in order to survive Patrick's rampant stupidity. Until eventually, Patrick tries to set Gary on fire with a flamethrower.
Perfect.
How did we even get fire in the sea anyway? It's the ocean. You can't
Yeah, actually, fire and fire underwater. Water underwater.
kill Gary.
What the fuck?
Sure, why not?
Air underwater, wind underwater, whatever. What the fuck?
The third worst SpongeBob episode is Demolition Derby.
Blue underwater.
Bad for Mrs. Puff. But I do get the joke. SpongeBob can be a nuisance. But this episode felt more like watching her be repeatedly tormented to the brink of insanity.
Also, how the fuck do they stay on the floor? In the fucking sea!
I just never found it that funny or entertaining.
You would have to wear a lock for that shit, bro.
Episode off by SpongeBob permanently injuring her, leaving
her hospitalized. At this point, she finally snaps, and we watch her slowly seethe with hate until she eventually decides she needs to kill SpongeBob. Finally be rid of SpongeBob. Wait, what? Surely on a kid's network, trying to kill SpongeBob is crossing the line just a little. I mean, even Squid wouldn't try to kill SpongeBob. Minnie is forced to work with him every single day. So anyway, seeing someone go insane over their hatred for a person is not really a comfortable experience. And I never quite got the joke of continually beating Mrs. Puss down until she's miserable. By the end, I really do wish SpongeBob would graduate. Mrs. Puss would be given peace. And the second worst SpongeBob episode is Stuck in the Ringer. Have I got a stinker for you today? Patrick, surprise, surprise, torments SpongeBob, gluing his friend permanently into the ringer device so he can't eat, work, or even move his hands. I don't even get it. How could stupidity even guide someone to glue someone into place? That seems more like something that would actually take intelligence and malice. This process leaves SpongeBob injured, miserable, and dead inside. This episode is beyond excruciating, and for once, SpongeBob finally complains to Patrick about his passive-aggressive, nasty behavior.
You know how I feel about you ruining my life!
And he damn well should stand up for himself. And in response, the entire park turns on him for complaining about being abused, claiming he has a bad heart. What kind of twisted, mean-spirited, botched-up moral is that? And just to top off the distasteful pile, we are finally subjected imagery of SpongeBob having become paralyzed and insane after the endless abuse and trauma he suffered. Sometimes there's a lazy, boring episode of SpongeBob, and with 10 seasons, who can blame the occasional stinker? But this is just outright cruel.
I guess crying does solve your problems after all.
Sure, why not? And before we get to number one, I'd like to give the usual quick, dishonorable mentions. A pal for Gary. I was tempted to cover this one again, but I talked about it in the first episode of Good Cartoons and didn't have much to add. For those who don't know, SpongeBob gets a pet that tries to eat Gary.
You'll probably like, why the f would you have golden lights on a black and red and gray car? Cause I like gold, I like black, and I like red. Black is my favorite color, red is my second favorite color, and gold is my third. Okay, yes, it changed the game. It changed the game like, I don't know, a month or two ago. Since we started.
Anyway, here we go. At the number one,
So yeah, a month ago.
one course meal. I know I've discussed this one before, but there really is just no topping the cruelty of this episode. Who came up with the idea of watching Plankton tortured to the point of insanity and suicide and said,
Yeah, I could answer, I think
our friend Plankton turns out to be instinctively petrified in fear by the sight of whales. So the creators dedicated the entire episode to torturing Plankton in fear, to the point where he is isolated, broken down, and attempts to kill himself. To which Krabs laughs with glee. Jeebus! I just can't get past the unfiltered malice in this episode. Watching Plankton break down, lose his sanity, and isolate himself from the world is just excruciating to watch. And in case you still found the episode even slightly tasteful, Plankton then has a seizure-inducing nightmare filled with horror music and Plankton being burned alive by acid. Eventually leads into
What
there. Any attempt at good taste in this episode? One course
free drive. Cause it's not free running, it's free driving. I'm so hilarious.
It's disturbing and downright malicious. I can easily say it remains the number one worst SpongeBob episode. But as much as it's easy to make fun of SpongeBob's bad moments, it remains one of the final creative, innovative parts of the And after 16 years of it, any cartoon that tries to be creative,
I'm already going fast as fuck, boy. I'm already going fast as fuck again.
remains so solid over
Fast
the years.
fuck, boy.
So much so that even Nickelodeon can't find
So
a reason
fast
to
as
prod
fuck,
its
boy.
creativity. It's always been miles above the Nickelodeon sitcoms, which populate most of the channel. And I honestly don't mind SpongeBob sticking around, because as long as SpongeBob is around, Nickelodeon can never quite forget the value of creative animation. Do you think I missed a particularly bad SpongeBob episode? If you think so, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Right.
Back to this creation, SpongeBob, a creation that's brought me and so many other people many pleasant memories. Even in just animation alone, there's something just unabashedly fun and joyous about SpongeBob that always makes these lists fun to make. So let's look back at the top 10 best SpongeBob episodes. And pardon me if I did miss one of your favorites. This could easily be a top 30, so feel free to leave your own personal favorites in the comments. So, we finally meet. Enter. The pleasure is mine. I really do feel this is a list we should do. SpongeBob has been a very important part of both our channels.
I agree. Let's do these episodes.
Alright, let's go. Number 2, Ripped Pants. This is an episode that just gives me a warm feeling of goodness from start to finish. It's simple, yet so elegant and beautiful in execution.
The first season gave us some pretty decent humor, but it had a lot of creativity and really good storytelling. It also gave its fair share of pretty good messages.
Yeah, and those messages weren't bashed over our heads. They had an elegant subtlety to them. In fact, Ripped Pants was probably the first episode to give a strong message.
The main message here is pretty straightforward. You shouldn't cheat yourself to something you're not to make people like you.
Which includes through SpongeBob. He goes from enjoying his time with Sandy to being worried that Sandy won't want to hang out with him, to him discovering a one-trick way to keep her enjoying his company.
Ain't he the funniest little sponge you ever saw?
And exploiting it.
Take the dice on hand.
Everything our spongy brain knows is pretty simple for kids and young adults trying to discover their identity.
In this case, SpongeBob comes across something funny that gets others' attention. But he overdoes the joke until it's just mostly silly and annoying.
Because I ripped my pants.
But it's portrayed in a very entertaining, well-thought-out, well-paced manner. It's even capped off with a catchy song that
Quick. No, I don't think. I think I'm gonna do it DNF. Except if I'm really quick. Go. I can make it. No, I can't. I really can. I swear. I already know. Oh, maybe. No! The finish line is right there! God damn it!
And for number 9, Sand Castles in the Sand. I think you recommended this one, didn't you, Aito?
Yeah, I did. Although that was before season 11 came around. But I still rate this episode quite highly. It's definitely a standout in season 6. The same one where we got House Fancy's ripped toenail. Whatever the hell the splinter was, and the less said about Truth or Square, the better.
Season 6 had its lousy moments, but this episode really showed a massive...
We were for the best in this match, or the best 8. It's for the best 8.
With the creativity and uniqueness of the first 3 seasons.
Interestingly, it keeps looking like this episode is going to go awry at the start. With
Fire underwater.
Bystanders on a bus.
Come on, what?
And at the beach. But they're quickly encouraged to do something far less obnoxious.
And this is where things really pick up. Essentially, SpongeBob and Patrick are just building sandcastles. But it slowly progresses into the great sand war of the ages. Basically, what a good imagination might picture in a regular sandcastle war.
A bit like web painters, a big reason this episode stands out is because of the animation. It gives us some really cool visuals. The weaponry and the structures between these two, they become progressively more advanced as the sand battle goes on.
We go from medieval weapons like lances, bows, and arrows to current-day war weaponry like planes, tanks, and auto missiles.
It's really creative, and unlike a lot of Season 6 episodes, the gags actually work.
Patrick and SpongeBob are simply immersed in their game, and as a result, I get immersed in their game right along with them, and it's a blast.
Sandcastles is good evidence that Season 6 could have been a pretty good
Explosions
season. A lot of
underwater.
the episode seems to focus on telling stories through animation, but many also try to throw in gross-out humor. This was the first time that it really felt like Season 6 got it right.
There was a nuke underwater. Hold on, what the fuck? How is there a nuke underwater? They could... Actually, Rockstar Games could also create a new type of card. Rally
Personally,
cars.
it's a really special episode. There are times when the comedy, the timing, the characters, the speed and charm of SpongeBob just all come together so succinctly. And I think Scavenger Pants is one of the best late season examples of this. It's simple yet beautifully absurd. And the shamelessly over-the-top jokes just all hit for me with this one and leave me smiling.
Rope is too short. We need another one. Thanks, Patrick. Where'd you get another rope?
It starts with Squidward dancing around, but he is, of course, interrupted by SpongeBob and Patrick. So he sends them on a scavenger hunt to get rid of them. Yet no matter how insane an item he asks them to pick it up, they still manage to get it.
There's so many good examples of great comedy timing here. They bring in the Loch Ness Monster at one point. This silly joke. I mean, this joke is so obvious, yet it makes me chuckle every time. I mean, of course SpongeBob and Patrick are going to choose the bad ones. But all the way through,
I had a really good start there.
Patrick succeeds, so it comes off as very charming. Even tiny details like the wordplay jokes that are like, the rare American penguin, was a character I really liked, despite her only being on screen for 15 seconds.
No worries, I used to work at an Eagle Valley.
SpongeBob and Patrick are actually on the scavenger hunt for what appears to be months, and it feels like we get a lot of different scenarios in a very short time here.
That satisfaction of seeing him floating down by the door. And the ending is one that has me laughing out loud even 6 watches later. So I won't spoil it for you.
Season 11 had some really good episodes. Episodes like Scavenger Pants or Fruit, still has the charm of early. Even today.
Number 7. Pretty much ever since the show started, there's been running here with the fans of the show love years.
It really was only a matter of time before they gave the joke its own episode. I mean, this kind of thing would be considered self-indulgent. The fans of the show really seem to enjoy this one.
It's such a simple running gag. It really
That's how you do a quick backflip in this game.
almost like one big creative montage of gags based on Fred's injuries. And SpongeBob's and it's play-based comedy that surprisingly never feels repetitive. And
Oh, my leg!
reactions to Fred's daily life.
You see, just about everything in Fred's daily life puts his leg in major danger. This leads to amazingly comical results.
These jokes have a nice, executed and unexpected ending. Isn't necessarily sensible reasoning, but it does explain why Fred's always hurting his leg. Having a little extra depth.
This is actually quite a good flip card.
It's an episode that reminds me why I enjoy SpongeBob. They really can just do so much with something. I mean, thoroughly and fake. Another fine example of getting back on track.
The shame that it's hard to but that's a story for another day.
episode. Or is it really simple story? Something intriguing about insane SpongeBob and Patrick painting walls. I never know what to expect next for this episode. Memorable imagery from the show, but the best aspect of this episode has to be the jokes. They're just constantly fired at us, and almost all of them are clever and they exceed our expectations.
First, we need to set out the time. We're gonna need more coverage, Patrick.
Like SpongeBob's reaction as Patrick slowly screws up their plan over and over again with the dollar note has me in stitches every time I see it.
No.
There's just so many classic jokes in this episode that you're bound to laugh at least one joke.
It seems like them trying to clean the paint off the dollar, we actually got some jokes within jokes.
Patrick Curran, and not paying them a cent for the job, making for a very satisfying. The episode also another great example of how much humor the show can get just from its animation.
What, Patrick?
It's not anything that special, but it's the over-exaggerated animation that makes them work so well. I seem to discover more humor within wet painting every time I watch it. It's simply SpongeBob comic gold. And another fun. Sailor Now. Hey, isn't this Gem Review's favorite episode?
It sure is. I absolutely love this episode. What the? Hey, how's it going, Intern Strider?
Ah, hey Jim, it's good to see you. Want to help review your favorite episode?
I'd be happy to. If you want a textbook example of how you can make an entire episode and use the exact same joke over and over spectacular, then this is the episode you're looking for.
Yeah, it's probably among the best examples of how SpongeBob can excel with one simplistic idea.
The whole episode is about SpongeBob and Patrick learning a bad word and sharing it with the world, which may sound annoying on paper, but I think it's among the funniest episodes of the show.
And it's relatable too. At some point in many people's childhood, they probably came across a word they didn't understand, but thought it sounded cool, only to find themselves shocking an adult after repeating it.
It's a pretty relatable incident, and this episode takes full advantage of its relatability. Also, the way SpongeBob and Patrick discover the word is alone a great subtle joke about having a filthy mouth.
And the way SpongeBob and Patrick use the word and the subsequent reactions were very different and creative, despite all having the same punchline. And Mr. Krabs' reaction
This video is getting really boring.
and sets up the ending for when Mr. Krabs himself starts work.
I'm not that good of a driver, so that's why this video is really boring to me.
And speaking of the ending, even if you can't understand a word they're saying, the movements, the constant overlapping of censored words, and Mr. Krabs trying to plead his case visually in the background, all of it is simply perfect.
It's like all these things keep the other jokes in the scene fresh. It's pure comedic insanity, and it works perfectly. And it's really no surprise this episode was brilliant, seeing as most of the staff who worked in the first 3 seasons came from Rocko's Modern Life, which is one of the most adult kids' cartoons out there.
But am I the only one who thought the sounds that were coming out of their mouths were the actual words they were using? I mean, I think that's why we never saw dolphin characters in this show, because they were all banned for using filthy language. Hell, maybe that's the real reason Bubbles was the last to be tried.
Well, either way, it's a classic episode that many people can relate to. I guess in Bikini Bottom, swearing does
Oh my
get you
god,
somewhere.
this is...
Thanks, Jim.
Anytime. Thanks for having me, Strider.
Number 4. Pizza delivery. This is a great example of SpongeBob and Squidward at their best at working off each other perfectly. And as an ex-pizza guy, I can say it's feeling go pretty well. It's a perfect little jab towards people who work these jobs. SpongeBob plays the upbeat new guy on the job, take it to the extreme. In fact, he is absolutely hell-bent on getting this pizza to the customer, even at the cost of his own health. I mean, it's nothing more than a simple pizza delivery job between SpongeBob and Squidward. That's all they had to do. Yet somehow it turns into a disastrous adventure, where everything that could go wrong does go wrong. I actually thought a great example of SpongeBob's iconic
Yeah, SpongeBob actually seems genuinely passionate and excited about every individual customer that he serves.
It feels like he's actually taking this time to care about
Even Tornado's an endless wandering through the desert later, he's still excited and determined to get the customer.
I mean, even when he's starving to
I don't know what I was here when
tweak the pizza. Just wow. That is dedication to a job. I'm the highest one.
I believe I was. No, I was not. I was
Squidward,
using
however,
for.
plays the bitter guy who's been there for
Yep. Okay, I'm not gonna make
He
it.
doesn't care for how well the job he does anymore.
Yeah, can't make this flip.
Can't you just get SpongeBob to do it? Great idea. Take it away. Frosty Craig!
Appreciate about these early episodes is that at this point, Squidward was begrudgingly along for the ride. Crazy ideas. Doesn't even learn that much about SpongeBob.
DNF
Just
again.
begrudgingly accepts that SpongeBob is going to be endlessly cheery the whole way and just tolerates it. And it makes Squidward a lot more likable.
What many people remember most about this episode is how well it portrays Squidward's morals. It shows just how redeemable Squidward can actually be. Even though he may be cynical and bitter at times, it's still how SpongeBob doesn't deserve the treatment that he gets after all of his hard work.
Exactly. He recognizes SpongeBob's care for
He
each
betted
customer.
$1,000, $8,000, and he lost it. Who did he bet on somebody else too? Probably.
This one's on the...
Did he gain his mind?
He sure did. Ate the whole thing in one bite.
No drink?
There's a sense of warmth and companionship to these two at this point, and I always found myself smiling at the end.
This episode remains one of the best examples of how comedically synchronized this duo can be.
No drink?
And the third best SpongeBob episode is Mimic Madness.
Are we having fun yet, Squidward Tentacle? Oh, that's this podcast. That's not perfect impression of me anymore.
Mimic Madness was one of the standout hits of season 10. It's considered by many, myself included, to be one of the best episodes of the entire show.
Ah, Barnacle!
Yeah, it's coming at you. For that is because everything about it plays off the show's strengths.
80,000 impressions later.
Would you please stop imitating me? It is starting to get very annoying.
Starting with what is easily one of the show's strongest elements, Tom Kenny, SpongeBob's voice actor. This man is a voice acting guru with 1,000 voices up his sleeve. His impressions of the other characters are spot on, and he brings a lot of personal charm to them. It's a shame they don't get more for Tom Kenny to work with like this more often, because his amazing voice, tones, and pitches is part of what is constantly even in its worst times.
You sounds for good.
Really? I always use science right.
The animation is extremely creative. When SpongeBob changes from character to character, it's very smooth. The facial expressions are all great, and it adds further humor to what is already a fantastic performance.
And once again, the episode gives us a delicious icing on the cake with another excellent song. I like that this song starts out very calm, but gets progressively more and more intense. The more ending in the same calm it started in. It's just like a perfect wave. The music score is very polished, and the lyrics are not only well written, there's no impression almost every line. I mean, that is a complicated song to record.
No traffic anymore, yay.
They're trusting him to make it work, and boy howdy, he sure does. And the gang's method of bringing SpongeBob back is a nice little follow-up to the song. It's great seeing their own impressions of SpongeBob in such an over-the-top manner, but it also shows how much his friends truly know him, which gives him more of that old SpongeBob charm. A charm factor that always mixes well into the comedy, making for both memorable and relatable.
I'm
Every single one of them is among the best performed episodes of the show.
gay.
It's no surprise that this episode brought many fans back to SpongeBob.
And the second
Or you
best SpongeBob episode is
damn it.
Chocolate with Nuts. Chocolate with Nuts is just pure SpongeBob goodness. It's the simple simplest setup in the world. SpongeBob and Patrick want to be rich entrepreneurs, so they start selling chocolate. And the creative little scenarios of how they dramatically fail in this simple task is both funny and brings a smile to my face.
SpongeBob and Patrick go through every single bit of salesperson hell here. They come across crazy people, better salespeople, and customers who aren't just interested in what they're selling.
Isn't that right, Loverboy? And something just always goes wrong for them. Like, they can't even manage to sell one freaking chocolate bar because they've been so severely swindled into buying bags that they can't find a chocolate bar within the bags of the bags. But that's part of what makes this simple plot so great, because we're watching SpongeBob and Patrick slowly learn the process of sales. Whether it be bending the truth, outright lying, being overly friendly, hard selling, you name it.
Hello, young lady.
This is one of the episodes that always brings me back to what makes SpongeBob so
Wait, I don't have anything for this shit. What?
Himself run into problems and haphazardly deal with them in his own spongy way. I actually think if you went into a crowded place and yelled "Chocolate," many people would understand what you were referencing before kicking you out anyway. But the chocolate scene isn't the only part that people remember fondly. Mary, her zombie-esque mother, the sleazy sales guy, all of them are just so memorable because they all contribute in a big way to the episode and the lessons learned.
None of these characters are used just as tools to move along the plot. They all have defined characters, defined motives, and they're all given something to do that actually leads into affecting SpongeBob and Patrick. It's the show's writing at its finest.
Overall, Chocolate with Nuts is a classic episode, and for good reason. I saw it once, and I'm yet to forget it even 17 years later.
One chocolate bar for the night.
And before we get to number one, just a couple of quick honorable mentions. Suds. Something I like about many of the good SpongeBob episodes is you can look back on them as an adult and sometimes see a deeper meaning, which is certainly the case with Suds. It basically teaches people about the dangers of self-medicating. The episode shows how trying to make a condition of yours better when you have no idea how to make it better can actually make it worse. But it also shows how you can realize when you're getting worse.
No bubbles! Patrick, your treatment is working! Sure!
The Krusty Krab training video. This is easily the most unpredictable and interesting training video I've ever seen, with a ton of good jokes crammed in. But, what is that formula? It's gonna send me as mad as Plankton.
Are you sure? Okay, the secret formula.
Have you seen this snail? There are some great SpongeBob specials out there, like Dungeons and Dragons or Friend or Foe. But I think Have You Seen the Snail was a great combination of humor, storytelling, and overall good feels. I think a lot of people lost pets as kids. I personally lost 6 mice and 4 guinea pigs, and 3 fish, and 2 cats, and 7 snails. Anyway, my incompetence aside, I think losing a pet is a pretty relatable feeling to many people. Normally, I go to lost pet cliche cartoons, but this episode portrays it straightforward and with no manipulation. But I suspect what many people remember most about this episode is that really nice song. I think it touches on notes that both the young and the older can relate to. I think it's the kind of song that takes SpongeBob out of just being entertainment for kids. It's a universal emotional note. Squid Noir. I think many animated kids shows have at least one noir-style episode, but this episode perfectly combines the craziness of the show with that calmness and difficulty of the
I don't even care anymore.
It gives the noir style the full treatment and comes out with a fun little mystery and a satisfying, albeit simple ending.
And that's how it ends. Paradise Returns Case 1. Another mystery solved by Squidward Tentacle, Jazz Detective.
Anyway, on to number 1. And the number 1 best SpongeBob episode is...
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end soon.
personally think of any other episode that is more deserving.
So yeah, I'm very sorry, but yeah, anyway, bye
It's
guys.
essentially the magnum opus of the first 3 seasons, and it's often the episode people associate with the golden age of SpongeBob.